everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be me addressing this post I made not too long ago. Basically where I was saying I wasn't going to be uploading a video on Friday, like a previous Friday, and that I don't really know where my channel's going. I've been seeing a lot of people do commentary stuff. I didn't know if I should switch to that. Basically it was like, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I can't upload because I usually try to like Monday, sometimes it ends up being Tuesday, and like Friday or Saturday. So twice a week I do try. And I just didn't. So I'm just kind of addressing that kind of post and what's been making me feel that way, as well as doing a little bit of a Q&A at the end of the video. So if you want to skip to the Q&A, this is the timestamp. But it's going to be a little bit all over the place. If y'all have watched me, y'all know I kind of get to jibber-jabbering, I get a little scatterbrained, lost in thought, distracted, but I'm going to try to be as concise as I can be. So basically, y'all know I've been struggling with a lot of health problems. I've had thyroid problems for a very long time. Like, that's something I've always pretty much lived with. I have Hashimoto's disease, which is essentially, in layman's terms, like your body thinks your thyroid is like a foreign object, so it attacks it. And obviously, because of that, I have developed hypothyroidism. So that's something I've dealt with that for years. When the dosing's off, like, because it's gotten, worse, and you need to increase the level of medication you're taking to kind of help compensate its inability to function properly. For me, it could be extra, like, hair loss. Like, I had chunks of eyelashes falling out. It was like that bad, like bald spots. You get a lot of brain fog, like memory loss, like mood, like issues, like just regulation of that. Or I can't always regulate my body temperature when it gets like really bad. But I've dealt with that for a long time. But the newer stuff has just been impacting me mentally and physically, and I'm kind of falling into some bad habit, like coping mechanisms, or should I say like techniques that I had to develop through a lot of trauma, and that's happened since childhood. So that's acting up. But the psoriasis, I take the stuff for it, but it's just spreading. And of course I don't just have the psoriasis now. I also have like the, what's it, Koebner effect or whatever. I'll put it right here. Where essentially, if I get a scratch, a cut, surgery, whatever, like a wound on me, it has a high likelihood that it will turn into a new psoriasis patch on my body. And unfortunately, that is the case. So y'all know I had the emergency gallbladder removal, which is another thing I have to deal with. But so they did 4 incision points, like with rods, to do the surgery, so it'd be a little less invasive. Well, 3 out of the 4 of them have blessed me and turned into psoriasis patches, which they're like on my like tummy, like my abdomen area. So sometimes it can be a little bit challenging for me to cover. It's just like a new kind of insecurity thing. That's kind of like messing with like my newfound confidence that I've been growing on this channel. And you know, the psoriasis on my head is getting, it's spreading. It's at some point it's probably just going to be my whole scalp. It's just a helmet of psoriasis. And I have one particular like spot right here that is getting dangerously close to my actual like face, my forehead, which some days it can be extremely noticeable. So if y'all saw not my last one, but the prior video of me going to a card show and I had my hair up for the first time and I had the little dangly bits, it was to try to cover that up or hide it because I'm just like a little bit insecure. But I'm not gonna cry this early in the video, y'all. I'm not doing it. But I'm gonna show y'all just, today's a good day. I don't know if you're gonna be able to, hold on, let me, because I just washed my hair today, but I don't know if y'all can tell because it is a good day, but it's, yeah, all their hair's coming out. It's flaky and gross, which these were my bad areas anyways, because that's where I've lost hair when my thyroid was acting up and stuff. So it's like, it's getting hot. And you know, I can't always wear my hair down because I have naturally curly hair, so it like poofs up, curls up, and gets crazy. So you know, I have to put it up, and I just had a little notch of my confidence taken away from me. So I feel like that's one thing that's kind of affecting me. But the big thing, you know, I can deal with that. The not having a gallbladder does cause how do I say it without being too TMI? Emergencies can happen, and I never know when they're gonna happen or what might trigger it to happen. So yeah, basically like, yeah, I could be going to the grocery store and it hits me and I have to pray I can hold it together, you know, so I can check out and like run to the bathroom and a number 2 emergency. It's uncomfy, but it's the truth. That can happen. So like, that doesn't help my social anxiety because that's another worry. Like I have to make sure like along the drive to some places, like I make sure I can stop somewhere first, you know, scout out if the place has a bathroom. So I like limit my time some places. That's a factor, but the biggest one, which is the one that's getting me, is the joint stuff, which luckily I'm finally getting my rheumatology appointment. It is coming up like May 21st, I think. So like that should hopefully answer a lot of questions and I can really get this nipped in the butt, nipped in the butt. But even before that, here soon, I'm going to have like a procedure done where I'm going to get like a shot in my hips to kind of help with some of the pain in there. Which if that works, shoot, like put it in my back, put it wherever it's allowed, because I am on like painkillers, but it only does so much. Um, and whatever's going on with me, whatever's going on with me chips away a lot of stuff little by little from me, which just, I guess, like, maybe like a good example to show y'all. Do you see this? I don't mean to flick you off. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but like, it's as far as I can bid it right now. It's worse in the mornings. It's pretty swollen. It has gotten more, swollen, but you can see how fat it is. So in comparison to my regular one, that's not messed up. Like, you can tell. And then the bad finger on here is this one. So that's the best I can do right now. So in comparison to this, I don't know if it's going to do it justice, but just, yeah, see, like, it's not bad right now. Like, it varies. So like, it makes it hard to open things. Sometimes I almost can't open my medicine bottles. Even like opening up like a new drink, whether it's like orange juice or something. Here recently I've had to like ask my like 11-year-old daughter to like open it for me, or if my husband's awake or around, like he'll have to do it. I mean, sure, or my son. It's just like I can't do that because it hurts so bad a lot of times. I mean, I'm losing strength. I have to take way more trips back and forth to the car when I grocery shop. I can't buy like the bigger things of water bottles. I have to buy like the smaller pack because I just, the big one's too much. I mean, I probably can do it, but it's very, very risky and not good. There's some days where it's really bad because it just ebb and flows, where I can't, I have a hard time brushing my teeth. So sometimes, like I'll take this pencil, like I have to like hold it with like both my hands and like move my head like some days, which, I think I do pretty good covering it up when I do film, because, I'll bathe myself in the lidocaine roller, which is like, this is like the one I use like to kind of help a little bit more. It's a kind of short-term thing because I have to keep reapplying it, but it does help a little bit. Walking's very hard. My feet get extremely painful. It's like, it's almost like I permanently walk. It feels like I'm permanently walking with like Legos stuck in my feet or something. It just hurts. Like I can't always bend stuff. Like my ankles. So walking can be a little hard. Stairs are hard. I mean, thank goodness I have rails. So that helps. Me lumber my way there, but like now my kids just put their own shoes on. Cause I know it's probably, it sounds dumb and silly, but like, it's like the one thing that makes them still feel like a little bit of a baby. I guess, I don't know, it's a parent thing where like, they still liked me putting my their shoes on for them and tying it up, but they know I can't like do that stuff in the morning. So they don't, yeah, they just do that themselves. Um, or like, they'll, if we're walking somewhere like to like a restaurant from the parking lot, my daughter will like, she'll like hold my hand and help pull me so I can walk faster and keep up with everybody. And I don't want to go into too much detail because this video is going to be way too long and it's probably boring. But it's just wanted to y'all to kind of have that context of, some of my confidence being chipped away. Me just dying and waiting for this freaking appointment to come that's gonna hopefully tell me what's gonna go on, and I'm gonna get like what's going on, and like I'm gonna get the proper treatment so I can be normal again, because summer's coming up. I have a lot of things I would like to do and be more active because I can't be as active as I want to. So I've also put on a little bit of weight, so like it's yeah, so it's just I'm seeing some of my views going down, and before anybody's in the comment section says anything, it's not about that for me. It's because I like to spread joy and excitement. I'm just like, my daughter helped get me into being confident enough to explore this side of myself, and I've just, wanted to share the joy with other people, like what excites me, like, sharing moments when I'm just getting a little sassy because, like, I don't get the cards I want, but, like, I'm dealing with all of that. There's mental stuff going on, and then I see the views kind of going down, and I'm starting to wonder, like, is it because of what I'm going through? Like, I'm not, the joy's not being felt or seen, or like, I just, want to make people smile and laugh, and it's just like, starts to make me wonder. So then I start to, look at other YouTubers, which you shouldn't do. Don't ever compare yourself to people. I've wasted too much of my life doing that. I was very much, well, I still am kind of a little bit of a people pleaser, but I am doing better and working on it. I'm definitely not as much of a doormat as I used to be, but like I have, I was very much like a chameleon. I could very easily be anybody, and that I needed to be for whoever it was with, whatever situation. Like, I can be what somebody needs to be, whatever's going to make them happy. Like, that's who I am for that person, and then I'll be somebody else for like that to like, so I look at the videos and I kind of see the change, like as many people are doing openings, and if they are doing it, a lot of times they don't even seem to really enjoy it. They like, it's just this is the thing I'm doing, like they're like stuck in it, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there's much joy. And so like I've seen a shift in doing commentary stuff, and that seems to be like what people on YouTube are into. So like I'm just like, well, I'm not working, so maybe I should be that. And that's not how it should be, but it's just, bad habits slipping in, and I second guessed myself and didn't believe in myself. So luckily I had a lot of great responses to that post. One person in particular, basically said, do what you love and put the reject hallway into it. And that hit me very hard. Cause high school me, even though that was like a very dark time, there was some good times, you know, just me and a couple of my friends. We would eat in that secluded hallway during lunch or hang out there in the mornings before class start, and it was known as the reject hallway. And I very much dressed super alternative. I was a scene queen back in the day, so crazy hair and all that, just all the things. And I was in the anime club, and you know, but I never changed, like, you know, how I dressed really. I was like the safe weirdo, the safe nerd for like the popular kids to go to, that was like, you know, in the newspaper for the school or whatever, like, or the, what was it, the yearbook committee, I think, actually that's what it was. So they would always come to me because they didn't want to deal with the weird clubs and stuff. So like they would just ask me even if I wasn't in some of those clubs. So yeah, I need to be more like her. So you know, I'm done with the pity party. I think I got what I wanted out of that. I have talked way too long by this watch time, so I hope you stick around for the Q&A. But just know, like, I'm re-engaging, like my last video or my last card show that I just went to in Raleigh, and I was saying I'm introducing a little bit of controlled chaos into my life this time, and I chose to go a completely different direction in the venue than I usually would, because I am very much a ritual oriented person. I always do every specific task like the same way because it makes me feel comfortable and safe, and like, because if I veer from it, I feel like something terribly wrong is going to happen. So I usually go through card shows. I go to the left and then like up and down, up and down, up and down, like the aisles. So I went right this time, which I know may not be big to some of y'all, but that's like my little things that I do to help kind of push me to do more and to grow more and get more comfy and get over my social anxiety and stuff. Like, just get rid of the last little bit of it if I can, or at least just build up confidence. So that's what I need to do. I need to not be so complacent. I have ideas for stuff for different types of videos. So it might not be necessarily just opening cards all the time anymore. So I am excited to see where that goes and what I create. And I hope y'all will enjoy that. But let's get into that was hard. But I hope I got what I wanted to get out of it, or what I wanted to say. But let's do the Q&A. I have it like just don't judge. It's very rushed handwriting. But it said, I think one of the first questions was, what is a hobby outside of collecting Pokemon? Well, I mean, obviously we know, like, my queen, my waifu, who I think is, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see her. She's over here. I know it's not the best display for her. I am working on it. Everything's a work in progress in here. There you go. I do like waifu stuff. I love anime. So I got like another anime figure here. That's Miku. Not that probably anybody really, you know, cares or doesn't already know who she is, but like, I like collecting the you know, I want to collect more anime figures and stuff, and I love a lot of anime. Especially love Studio Ghibli. Those movies, amazing. So there's that. I know I'm not like super crazy exciting, but yeah, I would say like waifu stuff, anime things. It's definitely my jam. Although I guess, you know, it's not too far off from Pokemon. But next would be, if you had to choose one favorite evolution, which one is it? And I feel like somebody's trying to get me on this one. Because it is a tough question. If you are truly an avid Eevee fan, it is very difficult. But I think I originally thought I would say Umbreon just because of, like, Gary and just like the actual show and stuff. I would say Umbreon, but it turns out my subconscious is different, and the evolution I have a lot more of at the moment is Flareon. So, unbeknownst to me, until like I actually looked at my collection fairly recently, I am a Flareon girly. So, like, just I have it right here. There's like that, and it's not large, but like it's the most out of all of them that I have. It almost fills up both sides. So I would say Flareon is my favorite. There was like another question too where it was like, it was who's your favorite evolution and would you would get as a pet if you could? So obviously Flareon. I feel like it kind of depends on, because I'm a very like weird logical thinker, or maybe I just think too much about stuff too deeply. So it's like, if they're real, how real would they be? Like, would it work like in the Pokemon world where like you can pet on them and it doesn't hurt you if they're like, made out of fire? Or is it gonna be like real life where like if you touch it, like you're getting 3rd-degree burns or you're just turning into ash kind of thing? Like that's where my mind goes to. If it was real, I mean, maybe like Sylveon or Espeon, I think, just because of kind of like the powers they have. One of those would be kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know. That one's tough. That one's tough because it's like, how real are we talking? Let's see. Okay, here we go. We'll do this one. What has been your favorite moment since you've started collecting Pokemon? I think that's two things. I can't just say one. One of the big things is it's something that me and my daughter can both share and bond with, even if, everybody else in the household calls us nerds. Lovingly, though. That's really cool that I get to, share that, because I do give her, like, if I get doubles, I give that to her. We can go to card shows together. I get to see what she likes. Just, hearing her say she appreciates the artwork. And that's why she picks some of the cards that she does, which, I don't know, maybe I should potentially do a video kind of showing her binder. That might be interesting, so you can see kind of how she collects and like her mind as a kid collecting Pokemon. But then I think it would just be just getting out of my shell, Like, that's been really awesome. Like, I just never would have imagined that just buying Pokemon cards and having a little binder and stuff and just wanting to appreciate the artwork would turn into me going to stores or different shows. dreaming about the future that one day I can go to Japan. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's opened a lot more doors than I thought it would. So I think that's one of the big ones. Let's see. Somebody did ask, are Pokemon Center stamped promo cards good to buy and hold long term? I am not a schmedium finance bro. So you definitely probably don't need to be asking me for, financial investment advice. That's not me. One, because I don't really care about that stuff, like the value. But if I had to answer it, genuinely, I think in the climate right now, it's so hyped. It's just so forced. There's a lot of manipulation going on in certain stuff, and a lot of things are so modern. It's not the same. Like, it's just not gonna be like vintage stuff. Especially like for a long time, if it kind of becomes that. But at the end of the day, the original stuff is always gonna be like the thing. But I don't know. I haven't gotten into it recently. I mean, I'm sure maybe there are some stuff like maybe popular Pokemon. If it has a popular Pokemon, I would say that would definitely probably hold some value or something a little more than other stuff. But on a collector's standpoint, I would say I love collecting like the Burger King promos, specifically like the Evolution ones, because they're my favorite. I think I have one. Where is it? Yep, right here. I'll show it to you. I also have, I think, a Leafeon one, but right here. And I think those are super cool. Like, if I had to pick collecting like promos, just like stuff like that, where it's just, because nowadays, like, if you were trying to do the, promos or special cards from fast food places, those are scalped to high heaven. So, like, they're probably, once again, not the same because, like, everybody's trying to do that. So, I mean, having Pokemon on it is always good. Like, having some stamps, because there are some heavy hitter, like, stamped Pokemon cards out there. So, I mean, if you got your money and it's not that much cost to you, I would emphasize, like, if you really like that card or whatever, like, sure, hold on to it. You never know. I don't know. But that's the kind of promos I like to collect, as an example. Not that that's totally what the question was, but and I believe the last question was, what does time mean in your tattoo? Which I'm assuming, like, you were asking about the clock, which y'all rarely ever see. Sometimes y'all just see like this, but I'll insert this lovely picture of myself so you can see a better view of the tattoo. But basically, let's see if I can. There we go. I have a fox in the center, which represents like what I want in myself to, because you think of foxes as they're very clever, problem solvers, and like those are big things that I wanted to emulate. Like, I wanted to push through any issues I've ever, like, I have, and just try harder and figure out better ways to handle things whenever I get a little overstimulated. There's that. And then I have a flower on each side, which they're supposed to be gardenias, because in my childhood home, we had huge bushes everywhere of gardenias, and They smell so good. Like, just saying the word, I can smell it. But they represent my 2 kids, and the watch is more just about representing, the time with my significant other, our marriage, just like the time, we plan to spend, together and stuff. So that's that simplified. It took several years for me to settle with this, and obviously I still haven't even gotten it shaded in or anything, but you all know about tattoos, they're freaking expensive, and I don't know why my first and last tattoo was a full-on chest piece. Like, what? I guess when I decide. So I think, yep, I think that is all the questions. Well, welcome to my TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so I'm excited. I may have cried a bit, but like, it's good to get it off my chest, and I'm excited to do new and different stuff and re-engage. Yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed at least some of this video. I hope y'all all have a very wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.